This is John.
Hi, John. This is Christy and Taylor from Life 107.1.
Hello.
Hi, we were calling you because you had nominated your parents for Warm Your Heart.
That is correct.
All right. Well, we wanted to ask you, can you tell us a little bit more about your mom and dad, just who they are?
Yeah, so they grew up in the Des Moines area. I grew up in Mitchellville, which is east of Des Moines, about 20, 25 minutes. So yeah, my dad himself, he's roughly just in his early 60s. Throughout his life, he's always been one of those guys that he's always tried to help anybody and everybody out, even though he's never really had much to give.
Mm.
And so, recently he's had in the last couple of years some pretty extensive health issues. Nothing life threatening per se. I mean, he has had some heart issues and things like that, and had some close calls, but just some things that have really kind of taken him down a notch.
Yeah.
Where he hasn't been able to really provide for people like he always has. And I know that's something that has just kind of, eaten away at him a little bit, which I think it would everybody.
Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of one of those things where not only me growing up and having a father that, always tried to help everybody, but, always seeing even the last 5 to 10 years, the different people he always tries to, whether it's family, friends, he was always trying to just help out in any way he could, whether that was actually come and help you, or if he could give you, $10 to help you out, he was always willing to do it for people. And now he's just kind of in a situation where, he's not able to fully help himself.
Mm.
And that, it's kind of funny because, I got the text message, and 10 minutes before that, I actually had reached out to him and asked him how things were going when it came to heat wise and stuff. And he did tell me, he goes, well, at the time we've got one portable heater in the corner of the room, and one in the other corner, and one in the basement, and just a lot of blankets.
Oh
boy.
And
So,
I saw on here, you said your dad was a bus driver for a lot of years.
Yes, he drove for Sully's folk schools. And don't quote me on how many years. He did it for quite a long time. And, for me personally, what I always struggled with mentally was the fact that he drove the special needs bus.
Mm.
And I would hear some stories about, having some situations that he had to deal with. And I looked at him one day and I said, I don't know how you do that. These are children and stuff that obviously they've got a lot of things going on, and, they have, an outburst here and there where they might yell at you, they might hit you. And I said, I don't think I could handle it. I'm not built that way. And he said, I just basically give them a hug and tell them it's going to be all right. And I just set them back down their seat.
Aww.
And I'm just like, wow, like
he makes it sound so easy.
Glad. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got 3 kids, and sometimes I'm just, you're like, what are you doing? And no, he just for him to be, the heart he had for that, and to be able to take care of those kids and get them to and from where they need to go, but just also be able to realize and stop and say, you know what, I know what these kids are going through.
Mm.
It's not a personal attack against me, but I'm going to try and help them ease the situation the best that I can.
Oh, I love that. And so your mom and dad, he's not able to work now, I know you said, and their furnace is just not functioning at all.
Correct. I know they had it worked on about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some stuff done to it. And then when I talked to him, he said, yeah, it's pretty much beyond repair. The amount of money it would take to fix it, it's one of those situations that you might as well have just invested in a whole new system, because it's going to take a lot of time and parts that probably aren't available anymore.
Right. But that's a huge investment.
Yeah. Well,
correct.
That's why we're going to tell you right now. Brian Leach from Service Legends is in the room with us, and he'd like to chat with you.
Hey, John, how are you?
Okay. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. First, man, thank you for sharing so much about your dad. And your mom and dad sound absolutely amazing. I remember maybe 15 years ago, I was in a Bible study, and this old timer that's just a sage, he said, I'd rather see a sermon any day than hear one. And I was like, that's the image I got when you're describing your dad, the love he's sharing with those kiddos. And yeah, it's just beautiful. But we absolutely want to grant your dad the furnace. We're going to get him taken care of, brand new system, full warranty, and remove that challenge from the equation. So
that's awesome. I thank you.
well, the fun part is let me ask you this: does he know that you nominated him?
Yes, I did
Yeah.
tell him that, hey, I'm going to do this. And, more one of those things that, myself, I'm a pretty proud person. And I think he can be too, that, nobody ever wants to ask for help.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, it's one of those things that I thought, well, I better at least let him know. And that way it's not kind of a shock. But yeah, so he is aware of it. And, it's one of those things you put out there, and you don't ever think that, oh, you're going to win this or, get picked for this. But obviously there's somebody I feel that has a bigger say in it and has a plan for it. And
Yeah.
Well, good
So,
news
I
is
mean-
this isn't a contest. This is definitely God's just providing. So,
correct.
so now what I want you to do is give him a call, let him know he won, tell him to expect a phone call from us to schedule a time to come out, get a materials list, and get everything figured out that we need, and then we'll get an install date scheduled with him, and then we'll get him taken care of. But there's
Perfect.
so there was
I'm sorry.
yeah
Go ahead.
no, there was 3 people that nominated your dad. A couple friends did too, and one of the gals, Lynn, had also mentioned that he doesn't have access from a wheelchair standpoint or ramp standpoint, and
Correct. Yep.
and that's kind of a needed thing. So I got a buddy of mine I've known for 20 years and love this guy. His name's JD, and I brought him with me today. He did a drive-by yesterday to take a look, and he's got something he wants to share with you too. So
Okay.
Hi, John.
Hi, JD.
Hey, this is JD. Obviously, Brian gave us a call and shared your story, and then sitting here listening to it, kind of really warmed my heart and almost brought a tear to my eye. So it's a pleasure of mine to let you know that our company, we specialize in senior modifications, and we're going to go ahead and provide that ramp and get it installed and see if we can't make life a little easier for your dad.
I appreciate that, and I know that's something. I mean, with everything, I know he's going to just be grateful of what is being done for him.
Well, yeah, it's definitely our pleasure, and like I said, we're gonna no worries on that end. So we'll just work with Brian and see what we can't get accomplished.
Sounds good. Thank you guys very much.
Absolutely, John.
Thanks for telling us about your folks. We're so excited that they're going to get this blessing.
No, and I mean, Brian and JD and, you guys at Light 107, I mean, I moved out of the Des Moines area 5 years ago. We moved north for my wife's job, and but I can tell you, I've heard your voice and your ad on about this time of year for a long time, and it was always something that was it was always a nice thing to hear. People doing things like this. So I mean,
Yeah.
I wish the circumstances were different for him, but I appreciate what all of you do.
well, it's our pleasure, and yeah, we're happy to help. Thanks for keeping an eye out, and yeah, we'll get your dad taken care of.